Hey guys, how's it going? Ashra Collections here, and today we're looking at this awesome figure. This is the 7-inch line McFarlane DC Toys Wonder Woman from the Wonder Woman 1984 movie. Alright, so first things first, I just think this is a pretty cool figure. Just looking at her straight out of the box, she's just got really good, like, I don't know, it's just something about her color that really pops. Her tiara sits perfectly on the head. I think the Hot Toys even didn't get it right, where it was too high and it was touching the hairline, whereas this sits a little bit better. Her hair just looks really nice. I mean, it's got that curl, it's got that flow, it's got, everything going on for it. Her face sculpt does give me a little bit of a Gal Gadot vibe. I mean, it's not 100% there, but it's pretty close. Her articulation's done really well. I played around with it a little bit, but we'll probably get into more detail later on. Just everything about her, just in terms of colors, the hair, everything just pops, and I really like it so far. So I think in terms of the face sculpt and the likeness, let's just bring her closer to the camera. This is what she looks like. I think the paint on her is done pretty well, especially on the face. The gold pops, the eyes look alright. They're not deviated, or they're pretty central. Her face does give me that Gal Gadot vibe. I don't know why. It just looks really nice. I just think that it's really well done. Yep, paints on her body look pretty good as well. The armor looks, yeah, that's pretty striking. The gold, the red, it's really vibrant. The blue is a little bit more darker, but it's pretty good. I think it represents like a leathery kind of look still. The silver on her braces are done really well, along with the gold accents. Everything really pops on this. I mean, you can see the peg kind of holds a little bit too much on the figure, but it's a $20 figure, especially US $20 figure. So I think it cost me around $26 in Australia, but yeah, it was shipped to my house, so it's a pretty decent price. But I just still think it's a really good looking figure. So in terms of articulation, the head can do a left and right, but it's hindered by the hair. The arms can go out that much, which is pretty cool. There's a double kind of shoulder thing in there as well, which can pivot pretty well. Yeah, it doesn't increase the range of motion too much, but then it really helps with the crossing her arms kind of pose. She's got a bicep swivel, or her hand can also fully rotate. She's got a bicep swivel here, and it's a little bit difficult to activate because that piece wants to move a little bit more as well. Double hinged elbows, which is pretty cool. Marvel Legends doesn't usually give you like females with double hinged elbows, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good to see. Ball peg wrist, which can move up and down pretty good. Well, that's a bit stuck yet, but she can turn around. Pretty cool. Her diaphragm has this weird articulation. It looks a bit gappy when you do that. I think mine is a little bit different. It's not stationary. It's not in the middle, but maybe it's a problem with all the figures. So if you look here, I'll get her arms out of the way. It just looks really choppy here, like it's just a chopped off piece here. There feels like there's another articulation here, like at the waist, but it's a little bit more difficult to activate. The legs, the thighs are in this McFarlane kind of joint, which you can twist around a little bit, but it won't give you too much. The legs can split out pretty good. It probably could go further than that, but I don't want to ruin the skirt piece here. The leg can kick up that far, which is pretty good. The skirt piece does accommodate quite well. Doesn't go back that much because she's got the sculpted butt here. Double in the knees, but that's how far you can get it. You can't, I mean, she's pretty skinny, so I thought you could probably get it further than that, but yeah, that looks like the extent of it. The legs can not go up and down that much. They can pivot pretty well. They can swivel around, and they've got the toe articulation, so that's pretty cool. So these are the accessories that Wonder Woman comes with. She's got like a long unwrapped lasso, which is pretty cool. I used it to pose it around the Parademon's head at the beginning, but yeah, that's pretty cool. It stays in her hand pretty well. It does allow for a little bit of posing, but it's not wired, so it's just gonna come straight back into this position. And she's got this other lasso, which is more, I mean, yeah, it's more knotted, so it's probably just to hold it right against her waist kind of area. So yeah, I mean they get the job done. I mean she could probably have used her sword and shield, but I'm not sure if she uses it too much in the movie or not. In the trailers, we can't really see her using her sword and shield that much. So yeah, probably according to the theme of the movie, maybe she doesn't use it. But yeah, I think it could probably benefit from having some kind of weapon or shield because it's really symbolic and iconic now, right? Because she uses that in every movie she's been in. But yeah. All right, so let's get the height comparison going. On the extreme left here, we've got the DC Universe Classics Big Barda action figure from Mattel. And yeah, I think she's just an underrated and way too short figure. Big Barda's, like, as her name suggests, should be a pretty big character, but yeah, for some reason Mattel made her really small. But I really like this figure because of Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. I think that was the animated movie where Big Barda like takes kind of a spotlight in there, where she's going back to Apocalypse and then beating all these. Yeah, watch the movie if you want, but it's a pretty cool figure. That's why I got her, and I think she's a little bit too short. She should probably be like Wonder Woman size or taller. Right next to her, we've got the DC Direct Wonder Woman from the New 52 3-pack with Superman and Batman. In the middle, we've got the Wonder Woman that we're reviewing. On the right to her, we've got the Mattel Multiverse Supergirl Melissa Benoist from the DC series, and next to her we've got the Mezco Wonder Woman. So yeah, I think this Wonder Woman's a little bit too tall. She's probably around 8-inch scale rather than 7. Alright, so just to prove my point that this figure is a little bit too tall, we've got a few other 7-inch Batman and Superman action figures. On the extreme left here, we've got the Batman from DC Direct that came in the New 52 3-pack. Right next to him, we've got the McFarlane DC 7-inch Batman from McFarlane. It's the same company, so Batman should at least be as tall as Wonder Woman, but here he's clearly like a hair shorter, maybe a little bit more even. Superman to her right is also from McFarlane, and he looks shorter than Wonder Woman as well. I don't know why that is. Wonder Woman's thighs are really long, so I think I probably will modify her sometime in the future, where I just cut a little bit of her thighs off so that she's a little bit shorter, and then maybe have a thigh swivel as well in the process, but who knows. And on the extreme right there, we've got the 3-pack Superman from the New 52 DC Direct pack. Alright, so now we've got Wonder Woman next to some Marvel Legends. On the left there, we've got Black Cat, and on the right, we've got what I consider to be an average buck for Marvel Legends, Vance Astra. Alright, so this one's an interesting comparison. I've got the Collect and Connect Ares from the Wonder Woman Mattel line, and the McFarlane Wonder Woman. I think the Ares, that's a pretty good figure. It's good size compared to any other Wonder Woman, but this Wonder Woman's exactly as tall as he is. So yeah, it probably will still, in terms of photo shooting, will do alright, but yeah, it's probably still out of scale. So in conclusion, I think this Wonder Woman figure is pretty cool, although she is a bit out of scale. She's a bit too tall. Her thighs are way too tall and way too undefined. Like, they just look like pool noodles, so that's pretty weird. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good figure, just in terms of the color of the pop. Everything's there. Definite shelf presence. Her face sculpt is pretty good. I really like the likeness to Gal Gadot as well, and I think just the colors, man, those really pop for me. And I think this Wonder Woman is one of my favorite McFarlane figures so far, and I probably also because I'm a sucker for movie kind of figures, movie line figures. But yeah, it's a pretty good figure. If you want to pick her up, like, definitely do.